The power of the mainstream media, honestly, is enormous, and we've been seeing it a lot lately. You know, you could argue one of the biggest factors that ultimately lost Bernie Sanders the race is the media. That's not to take away responsibility from him. That's not to say his strategy was perfect. No. Everybody knows I have detailed criticisms of Bernie and his campaign on that front. But you cannot deny the impact of a media that repeatedly pushes out there the narrative that you're not serious, you're not electable, you're too far left, all that stuff. So it had a big impact. By the same token, you turn on the partisan Republican network, Fox News, and there are some real deleterious effects on the world because a lot of people watch this stuff and they think they're getting the straight dope from this network. And they're not. I mean, they're hacks, obviously. I'm not excusing CNN and MSNBC for being corporate Democrat propaganda central, but, you know, Fox News is that for the Republicans. So interestingly, early on with COVID-19, there was a split on the right. You have some people who are more science-based who are like, oh, this is serious, this is a problem. But then there was a whole nother school of thought, and perhaps the bigger school of thought, led by Trump early on, that like, this is being overstated, don't be alarmist. You know, if 15 cases, it'll be down to 0 soon. It'll be down, we have it down airtight or close to airtight, as Larry Kudlow famously said. And the argument was, well, this is alarmism, in the same way that people on the far right sometimes think left-wingers are alarmist on climate change. They say this is alarmist when it comes to this pandemic. So look at the effects of that. A new study from the University of Chicago's Becker-Friedman Institute for Economics found that greater viewership of Hannity relative to Tucker Carlson Tonight was strongly associated with a greater number of COVID-19 cases and deaths in the early stages of the pandemic. Fox News host Sean Hannity has been heavily criticized for echoing President Donald Trump's initial attempts to downplay the threat posed by the new coronavirus. Meanwhile, Tucker Carlson, his colleague at the right-leaning network, who has framed the issue in more nationalistic terms, has been credited with convincing the president to take the pandemic seriously. Carlson warned viewers about the threat posed by the coronavirus from early February, while Hannity originally dismissed the risks associated with the virus before gradually adjusting his position starting late February. The researchers wrote in the working paper. The two hosts diverged greatly on the issue in February, while Hannity expressed optimism that 0 people in the United States have died from the coronavirus. Carlson warned viewers that the virus could kill 1 million people across the country. The researchers commissioned a poll of more than 1,000 Fox News viewers, which found that Carlson's viewers were more likely to change their behavior earlier than Hannity's viewers. Quote, we find Hannity's viewers, on average, change their behavior in response to the coronavirus 5 days later than other Fox News viewers, while Carlson's viewers changed behavior 3 days earlier than other Fox News viewers, the paper said. All right, so if you want some hard numbers here, I have them for you. It's actually just one number, but it paints the whole picture. There are, I guess you can say, 30% more COVID cases among Hannity viewers compared to Tucker Carlson viewers. I also think there might be, although you need more data to prove this, but I think that the average age of the Tucker Carlson viewer versus the Hannity viewer is, the Tucker Carlson ones are younger. The Hannity ones are older. And so you could argue maybe there's a generational issue there as well. But again, you'd need more data, and I'm just speculating on that point. But what is not speculation is that there are 30% more COVID cases among Hannity viewers than there were among Tucker Carlson viewers. Now, since the early examples here, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know how many of you guys watch right-wing media and, consume it regularly, but I'm pretty sure that there's actually been a little bit of a flip going on where now it's almost like Hannity on some level knew this was an issue where he was just caught, and so he suddenly started taking it way more seriously. And, Trump obviously did the same too, because he had to. When the reality smacked him in the face and the market crashed, like, what are you going to do? He had to take it seriously. He's president. But Hannity started doing a similar thing on his show. And Tucker, if anything, he's kind of shifted a little bit more in the other direction, where he thinks that the shutdowns of everything, like, we're going a little too far in trying to stop the virus, and there's more, he thinks there's, we're trampling on civil liberties in the process. So again, I don't know how verified all of that is. On the little bit of information I've seen, after this study came out, it appears to me like they've kind of flipped their positions a little bit, or at least gotten closer in how they talk about the issue. But it is indisputable that early on, Hannity was downplaying it massively, and Tucker was not. And look, guys, I don't know what to tell you other than this stuff has real-world consequences. And this is such a clear example of it here. And, actually Lilith told me that a lot of the viewers of this show started taking COVID-19 very seriously, because I had done a bunch of segments early on where I was warning everybody and really sounding the alarm. And so I was super happy to hear that, and I hope it had some impact, and I hope you guys are still staying safe out there, because it didn't even occur to me that maybe, me doing those segments was having that positive impact of people taking it seriously, but apparently it may have. And then, of course, funny enough, I may have gotten it. I was more careful than anybody in the freaking country, and I still may have gotten it, which shows you maybe how widespread this thing is and how contagious it really is, because it seems like some next level contagious stuff. So anyway, what I would really, really caution news people to do is you have to be honest with people. You have to be upfront with people. You have to be straightforward with people. Don't needlessly make things partisan. Always tell people exactly what you believe, and always base it on the evidence and the facts. And you would think that this stuff is understandable and straightforward, but I'm sorry. I see so much hackery on Fox News, on CNN, on MSNBC, and they're all terrible in different ways, admittedly, and there are different degrees of how terrible they are, but it's just, this stuff has real-world consequences, is the point. And so the more you educate people, the more information you give them, the more honest you are with them, the better. And unfortunately, when you're running like a rank partisan news outlet, the partisanship often overrides the objective reality. And that's a shame. And as a result of it, people can literally die if you're not careful. And, Hannity, I don't know if he's seen this or not, but if he did see it, yes, I hope he's like, what have I done? What have I done? And I hope he course corrects. And I hope this is a little bit of a wake-up call, that the media really does have a massive, massive impact on the country. And we have a responsibility as a result of that. And you don't see these people, as a general rule, understand that that's part and parcel of the job that you're doing. And maybe this will be a little bit of a wake-up call. We'll have to see.